thought we manifest reflect the revelation of our God. Any thought. So please, don't think of separating your thought from your God. Because your thought reveals your God. I mean the God in you. The difference between the lion and the lamb is thought. The coming together of Moses and Elijah on Jesus was thought. Excuse me. Can I ask you to listen? In Transfiguration, there were 6 people. Thought. Their thought separated them. Moses, Elijah, and Jesus stay in the cloud of glory. Made in a thought. Peter, James, and John were smoking. And not smoking, they were smoothing. Instead of Peter to look for light, he started talking. Every day we are separated from one another from thought. And I am shouting because you have to learn a thought. You have to learn a thought to emancipate your destiny. Destiny can be emancipated when thought is altered. I said destiny can be what? Destiny can be emancipated. That is why God said in chapter 49, 8, 9, 10 of the book of Genesis, I will never have a king in Israel outside the foundation of Judah. Because of thought. It is the thought of Judah's family that can sustain the royalty of God. So every day we live out the thought of the Spirit in us. Every day. Every day. I say every day we live what? Every day we live out the thought of the Spirit in us. But thought can be altered. Even relationship, every deep love between husband and wife is established on sharing thought. If you're hearing me and you're a young man or you're a preacher, don't trifle with somebody who understands your sermon easily. A spirit that can repeat what you're saying and can communicate it to people and also know you is a spirit that is joined to you by God. Because they cannot be staying together until thought is shared. It is thought sharing that inspires love. Let me say again. I say it is thought sharing that inspires lasting love. We don't only share thought, we manifest shared thought. I say we don't only share thought. Why it was very, very easy for Peter to say to Jesus, you are the Messiah, the Son of the living God. It was because Peter shared in the thought of Jesus. And then Jesus said, upon that thought, I will build my church. I will build my church on that thought. On that revelation. Something is called shared thought. Let me tell you why some marriages don't last. One of the ways that to tell you that you love that you love a man is that you share thought with that man. Now, if you share thought with a man and the man becomes your friend, sharing thought. If two of you get married, Whether there is money or not in that family, money that is outside cannot cause problem between shared thought. But if you didn't consider shared thought and marry money, if there is no money, then you will know that you're not sharing thought. So if you are a man and your thought is very high for your wife, you have a duty to bring her up. A thought of a woman can even be higher than that of the husband. If your thought is higher than your husband, you must pull him up if you want that marriage to continue. Because what the man has cannot make you happy if thought is not shared. So God does not give inheritance until thought is shared. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. We speak for God from shared thought. Now what I am sharing now, it didn't come to me as word. What I'm sharing now came to me as thought. It was what we were praying yesterday. Out of the things I have shared, I got 2 of them at the altar here. Because I was thinking while I was preaching. I'm still thinking now. You cannot hide your God. If your thought find expression in words, in actions, in habit, in character, in destiny, in the way you walk, I made up my mind. I made up my mind that I'm going to share thought with only one spirit. The Lion of Judah. I am going to share thought only with that spirit. I am going to find his thought in his word. And I am going to allow my life to embrace the word of that thought. And I am going to reflect the character of that thought. And then I'm going to share in the destiny of that lion. If I want to be an ambassador of the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, I have to share thought with that spirit before I can deputize for him. It is wrong for you to wish to represent a spirit you can't share thought with. Why sometimes it look like we are looking for love and it is being forced? It's because the first thing has not been shared. You want to live, you want to hang around somebody, something took his life, and you don't want to find out what took his life. Not even finding out. Find out why he loved that thing. There are people that cannot love God enough because they don't know about the brightness and awesomeness of eternity. Why some people are behaving the way they are behaving? It's because they don't have the thought of eternity. Me, I know eternity. Listen, I prefer eternity to this place. I will never work for this place. Excuse me, can I tell you something about thought? When I saw the thought of the Lion of Judah, I made a vow that I will not own a pin on earth. If I try to own any pin on earth, then I have not shared thought with the spirit. I want to have portion only in one place, and that is eternity. I want everything I want to own to be given to me where? In eternity. So I live for eternity. I know when to come back to come and collect everything I want to collect, but it's not this night. And it is only people that understand what I'm saying that will rule with me when it is time. It might not be this time, this night. It might not even be this year. It might not be in 5 years or 10 years. But I will share thought with only one spirit. I will live for only one spirit. I will preach for only one spirit. And it will not be difficult for me to know those who are living for that spirit. Because any spirit you gave your life will give his own life to you. If you are here, your thought is sanctifying, edifying, and resounding. I want you to don't settle for the low. The low might be self-serving and quick. But I tell you, eternity will never deny itself. I said the low might be precarious, fickle, mortal, self-serving. But eternity will never think of denying itself. It is time that will bring eternity here. And eternity is not defined in the space of time. Eternity is defined in the imagination of men. I say eternity is not defined in space of time. That is why when I return back in the morning, I will preach on the altar that have the eternal destiny of man. I walk only eternal destiny, not something that is temporal. Let me say again. I say I walk only eternal destiny. I live for eternity. Now, let me ask you to listen. Finally, in this, it will not be difficult. It will be difficult for you to hide who you're sharing thought with when people meet you. What means why you are an ambassador of a spirit is that you are born to share thought with that spirit, so that when people see you outside, when they hear you, they will know that you're sharing thought with a particular spirit. It is in sharing thought you represent. Do you know why some people's life don't have definition? Please, can you keep a seat here, two people? Let me tell you something. One more last thing in that. In this, before I switch on to something. Open your book and write what I'm about to say down. And don't allow any man to deceive you on earth. Don't go to anywhere to join prayer if the word of God is not shared to represent the spirit that's in charge of the meeting. Let me say again. I said don't go to anywhere to do what? Don't go to anywhere to join prayer. They say they are doing prayer meeting and they're inviting you. Don't go to anywhere to join prayer until you are sure of the spirit that's in charge of that meeting. And you will be sure of the spirit that's in charge of that meeting from the word that is preached from the altar of that meeting. It doesn't matter who is leading. It doesn't matter who is leading prayer meeting. Because prayer can represent God. God is represented in sharing thought. And ambassadors of God are those who share thought with God. Preaching is putting the thought of God, the thought of your God in people through the word. Because word is a vehicle of thought. So thought is encapsulated in word. So when you are preaching, you are sharing idea. They did last the last age. This dispensation cannot be introduced except vengeance is introduced. Please let me tell you what vengeance is. You don't know vengeance. what vengeance is extreme prosperity. What is anger? Is not fighting people. When you hear Lion of Judah, spirit of vengeance, you're talking about somebody who have ability to raise the richest men on earth. Somebody that have anointing to take 78% of the sea, and then from there recover the 22 from Satan. So when you say vengeance, you're not talking about anger. You're talking about prosperity without measure. Something, prosperity without measure, that function through brightness. That is vengeance. That is why a wise man said, vengeance is more in success than in killing my enemies. Your enemies get more offended when you are prospering than when you are fighting him. I'm sharing on thinking with your God, and I have already shared it. Now, this is intelligence. Can you say praise God? Now, what I have with me is 33 minutes, and I'm sharing 3 courses on it. 5 minutes, 7. But each one of them will make meaning to you. Now, write down the generational journey of God in our families. Generational journey of God in our families. I have a question. The family where you came from, has God started journey there? It's a question. Has he started journey there? And if he has started journey there, what form? What form has he taken? Is he in that family as a Judaizer? Or as son of God? I mean, Judaizer is Moses. I mean, law. Or is he in that family this night as an idol worshiper? Or is he coming as Lion of Judah? 4. Idol worshiper, Judaizer, Moses, grace, Jesus, and vengeance. I want to tell you a secret. Why death reigned from Adam? I want us to look at it. Death reigned from Adam because of journey. The journey of God with the Hebrews. There was a journey. The journey of God with the Hebrews has not yet brought life to men at the time of Moses. Chapter 5 of